Morning, Ross. How are you?
I'm good. And yourself, Diana?
Good, very well. So everyone, I'm Diana Brodeen. I'm the Assistant Director of the Foil and Specialty Effects Association and the Managing Editor of Post Press Magazine. With me today is Ross Hutchison. He is the Vice President of Sales for North America for Universal Engraving and the National Sales Manager for Infinity Foils. So Ross, today we're just going to have a little conversation with phones ringing in the background because that's how it works. To talk about what Universal Engraving and Infinity Foils are doing right now in this kind of crazy time for our industry, which leads us right into our first question, which is, how are Universal Engraving and Infinity Foils responding to the COVID-19 pandemic, and what moves are you making that benefit both your company and your customers?
Yeah, no doubt this time has been very challenging for all businesses, for everyone across really the world. And we are a worldwide organization, so we're feeling that basically in all aspects across the business platforms that we have. Having said that, we are an essential business, and we provide key raw materials components to customers within the pharmaceutical, the food and beverage, medical, hygiene, different industries that we service. So we have stayed up during these times when a lot of other companies were forced to shut down and so forth. We've stayed maintaining our services and products to our customers. It hasn't been without hardships, if you will, or kind of a strain, on business in your typical day to day. But we've managed to do so following the guidelines of places like the WHO and CDC and so forth, so that we're kind of all on the up and up and keeping as safe as we possibly can within our own operations.
Perfect. So we're starting to see a little bit of a recovery. As you look forward and as we take our towards something that looks like normal, what kind of trends are you seeing that are going to impact your customers and those companies who have print finishing operations?
Yeah, I mean, we've had a big outreach towards a lot of customers and prospects, and many of them have kind of a, a solid outlook for the last half of this year, which is very kind of encouraging to see. I would say that the majority of customers that we reach out to are saying that Q3 and Q4 could be a very good and positive end to the year, which gives us, as everything kind of rolls downhill, a positive vibe that we're going to finish the year strong. I do think there are certain sectors which are going to be more impacted in a negative way than others. So for instance, in your labels and your packaging and so forth, those we get a positive vibe from them that they're going to be up and running and so forth. As many people know, the alcohol industry and so forth have really kind of stayed afloat during this pandemic, and certainly other items are going to come back strong or continue strong all the way through. So we are seeing that. Having said that, a lot of those deadlines have now just been condensed because we saw where people had or customers have put orders on hold. Now they're asking, hey, the order's back live, how soon can I have it? So we're happy to help, and we're happy to do that, and we're just trying to manage that accordingly and meet the deadlines that are being pushed on us and also on our customers.
Right, puts a little extra pressure on you and keeps the day interesting, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
So as people are looking for these, looking toward Q3 and Q4, as they're starting to see some of these markets come back, what types of investments should they be making right now to support their customers?
Yeah, I mean, I think what this is all showing us is that we absolutely must be prepared for the absolute worst to happen. And this, I don't think anybody could forecast of how it would really impact their business. And so in doing so, we need to improve on our manufacturing efficiencies. I think all of us need to look at those and see what we need to be better at. I think it also says, where could we be more diverse in our companies? Because a lot of our customers then started making face shields, or they've started making masks, and they're using their cutting equipment or their foil stamping equipment for something completely different than they probably even would have dreamed imaginable
Right.
before COVID hit. So what we can do to diverse, and then also lowering operating cost and improving the turnaround. During this, and while people shorten the deadlines on our customers, I think that becomes more prevalent during this, and so they're kind of focused on what they can do to shorten those turnarounds,
Right.
and just also maintaining this best COVID practices, because as we all know, there you hear a lot of I guess forecasts that this may boomerang back around and come back and hit us in a big way, maybe even bigger way. Hope not, but if that's a possibility, how can we already start now to prevent these things with the social distancing and the cleaning and sanitization, and also masks and so forth.
Right. It's been a big topic of conversation among a lot of the members, how to implement these types of safety precautions. And really, different areas of the country are requiring
Right.
different things. So I know it's been a real challenge.
Absolutely.
So, how exactly are Universal Engraving and Infinity Foils helping your customers add value to the print community at this time? So, what kind of solutions do you have as people are looking at cost efficiency, manufacturing efficiency? Uh, so, meeting their own internal needs while also meeting their customer needs.
I mean, that's a great question. And honestly, it's one question that we've pushed to our customers and saying, listen, during these times when you've got to improve efficiencies, we
Right.
figure we look at ourselves as a leader in innovation when it comes to foil stamping and embossing. And a couple of ways of doing that is through our speed chase for,
Right.
large format presses, where you could switch on and off jobs in as little as a minute and 15 seconds. That allows you to keep that press running. It allows you to meet
Absolutely.
deadlines, reduce headcount if necessary, or if you're working in a environment where that's just what the factor, that's what happened because of COVID. Then that allows you to be more efficient in that. Also, we have Econofoil for the narrow web customers in the flexo industry. It's very ergonomically friendly, allows you to switch on and off jobs very quickly, and it reduces your freight expense. And so typically in that industry, they're using large, heavy brass cylinders, and they're shipping them
Right.
across the country from their vendor. And with Econofoil, they don't have that freight expense. So you've got to look at all elements of the expense. It's not only the people, but also the efficiencies that you gain while actually running your machinery and so forth. And we're all about maximizing the throughput and minimizing the downtime. And that's what we try to focus on and educate our customers about our products on.
Perfect. I've heard a lot of conversation about efficiency from the very beginning of the operation all the way through the end. So it's definitely where people need to be putting their focus right now.
I think further to that is, with our foil company and being able to order online, that's also proved to be very beneficial. We have seen an uptick in orders where people are ordering at random times during the evening, and because everybody's hours have shifted, right?
Oh,
And
absolutely. Yeah.
they're trying to take staff and kind of kind of piecemeal it, if you will, throughout an entire day
Right.
so that everybody can get their hours, but they're not around each other all at once. So in some elements, we see production managers or purchasing managers placing orders online, and typically when they would have placed it at, let's say, 2 p.m. in the afternoon, they're now doing it at 8 p.m. And
Right.
so that all, we're trying to invite that and kind of market that a little bit better, to say, hey, we're here for you, please, use this tool that we've got.
I hadn't even thought about that, about how the different hours that manufacturing companies are implementing is changing their ability to do business. So it's
Exactly.
have that online option. Perfect.
Exactly.
So as we kind of wrap up our call today, Universal Engraving and Infinity Foils have been longtime supporters of the Foil and Specialty Effects Association. And we really appreciate your support of our online learning experience, the first time that we've ever done something like this. So it's new for all of us. Why is it so important for you to support the association?
The founder of Universal Engraving, my grandfather, was instrumental in part of bringing on the FSCA way back when. And so our companies have been there in the beginning, and we're here today because we see value in the FSCA. And we continue to see that as new members arrive and as the FSCA kind of differentiates into other sectors, other forms of not just foil stamping and embossing as it was initially,
Back
but
in the
of
old
the
days.
other effects and kind of coming of age during the different times with digital printing, digital finishing, and so forth. And as long as there's embellishing going on, we want to be part of that. And we certainly look to continue to have an outreach to prospects to join the FSCA, and also demonstrate the value that they can bring and learn through the different association events and so forth.
Well, we really appreciate everything that you've done for us and for the industry as big supporting members for the FSCA.
Likewise, and happy to do so.
Oh, well, thanks so much. Well, this has been a great conversation. I really enjoyed our time together. Thank you again, and I hope you get to enjoy the rest of the event over the 2 days of the conference.
Thank you very much, and looking forward to it.
All right, have a great day.
All right, you do the same.